Okay, and then after I got out of the ICU, intensive care unit, I'm like sitting there, my face bloated to 3 times its size. I can't see, I can't breathe, I can't taste anything because my tongue is still numb. And these doctors come in and they're like, oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? And I'm sitting there all, and they're like, oh, it looks great. Would you do this again? Would you, now that you're here, would you do this? And I'm just thinking, no, I wouldn't have my enemy do this. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and I am very excited to bring to you my first ever story time. This is something I've wanted to do for a while, but I feel like so many of the story times on YouTube are like super clickbaity and super like, it's just like a lie, basically. And so I'm like, what could I story time? I don't have anything like really crazy or super interesting that happens in my life. And I was just trying to think about what I wanted to do. Then I was like, aha, I know what would make a good story time. I had jaw surgery. It wasn't cosmetic. I'm just going to get that out of the way right now. I wasn't going in being like, hey, take a couple inches off the top, do this here, make a... Because trust me, if I was spending money to do whatever, there'd be different things that I'd have done. So anyway, let's just get right into it. Basically, when it comes to my mother and father's genetics meshing, I hit the bad genetic lottery. My dad's side of the family has a condition. My dad had it, and my grandmother, his mother had it, and his brother had it. And they had this thing where basically what you get is a severe underbite, like really bad. My dad's underbite was so bad when he was in the military, he was Marine Corps, hoorah. He could literally take like a hard-boiled egg and shut it inside his mouth. That's how bad he was. And he had to have his jaw wired shut, and they had to like cut all up in here and just, So from a young age, my parents could tell that I had the protruding Shannon chin, because that's just what we got. And so growing up, they're like, oh, okay, all right. They knew I was going to need braces, which is just like, great, thank you, God. That makes me so happy. And so they knew I was going to need braces. So we go in, we get the braces, and we get everything like that. So we go in, and you have to go in and looked at by an oral surgeon to see what's what and where teeth need to be moved for where they're going to be after the surgery, so you can get the perfect, beautiful mouth. So we go in, and we find out that I actually have more of a problem than my dad, my grandmother, or my uncle, because I have my dad's protruding underjaw, and then I have my mom's teeny tiny upper jaw. And not only that, the top jaw, the top mandible, whatever, literally sits within the underjaw, and this one is canted like that, and that one is canted like this. So there is no connection, no chewing. So we're like, all right, we gotta get everything with the braces. Braces is a whole nother story. Just know that I had them for like 50 billion years and I absolutely hated it. Okay, so fast forward to, we're going to the oral surgeon again later to kind of get assessed again. And I was probably about, I want to say 19 or 20. So young, sweet little impressionable me. I'm sitting there and I'm in my cute little alternative rebellious clothes, and they're looking at the x-rays, and this gentleman, Dr. Vance, who was a hottie, by the way. I had all 3 of my doctors were like, ooh, they were cute. So he's looking at the x-ray, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like to the side here and the whatever, and I hear him whistle, and he goes, dang, that is the longest jawline I have ever seen in my life. And proceeds to literally get up and go out towards the hallway and be like, hey, Bill, come here and look at this jawline. Hey, Ted, look at this. Woo. And they're coming in, they're like, oh, dang, that's long jawline. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I am ugly. I'm deformed. So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. So fast forward to that. We're going to get into the jaw surgery. The funny thing that happened, though, after we finally got Like I said, braces is a whole nother story. But after we got everything situated in the mouth, we're ready to do the surgery. They're coming in and they're showing me the cute little skull. And they're like, all right, we're going to this and that. And we're going to lift up your skin on your face. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. They're all like, you could lose feeling. Half of your face could slide off. You know, you could die. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And then he's like, now one thing we might need to do for you because, you know, blood loss and surgery and stuff like that is we may need to have you come in and, you know, give blood for us to have that's your blood that we can transfuse and crap like that. And I was like, no. And I totally freaked out. My parents laughed at me because they're like, they're over there telling you that you could die and they're gonna rip, you know, peel your face back and you're fine. And the minute they mention a needle, you can't hack it. I don't like needles, just saying. So I was like freaked out by that. So forward to surgery day. I think my surgery was at like 7 o'clock in the morning. So we had to be there at like 4 or 5 to do all the prep things, you know, and I'm just kind of like walking the hallways. I got the gown on. They give you the little booties for your feet. And I'm like, you know, it hasn't really hit yet that I'm having like major, basically reconstructive surgery. And so we're just wandering around and whatever, and do whatever. And then it's time to start doing the whole whatever. So they got me in the thing and they deceive you. They wrap you in this like heated blanket. And apparently the reason they do that is it makes your veins more prominent and easier to get to. And I'm just like, oh, it's so cuddly and nice. And then, you know, they start giving me the happy juice, whatever. I don't remember leaving for surgery. This is literally the last thing I remember myself doing before waking up and thinking I have made a terrible life choice. Goodbye, Mom and Dad. I'm going to have surgery. It's going to be great. They're going to cut me open. It's going to be awesome. So goodbye. I was like high as a kite. I was so happy. And then we woke up and I come to and I'm just kind of laying there like, I just know. And apparently what I didn't know, obviously at this time because I was off in another world, was that they had intubated me and that's when they put the breathing thing down there to keep you breathe. And they had pulled it out and I stopped breathing. They're like, oh crap. And they're putting it back in. So I had to be in the ICU. My memories of the ICU are fuzzy at best. I do remember the gentleman coming in and being all like, all right, we're going to pull out this breathing tube. I need you to take a big breath. And I was like lucid enough to think, right, you take a deep breath. I was not very, very happy. So my parents come in, they bought me a little stuffed animal, and they were just like, oh, hey, what's up? And I'm like, I have no idea. So eventually I get moved to the normal unit, whatever. Like I said, moving there and being in the ICU is all very hazy, but they get me in there. My face was like swollen to 3 times its size. It was like shiny. My skin was just, my eyes were just little, it was, oh my goodness. My dad took pictures and video of me that I hope I can find and like burn and dispose of so no one will ever have to see that. But basically we didn't have any incidents after that. I will tell you, one of the best things is you're lying there in bed and you call the nurse and she says, what's your pain at? And you'll give her a number and she'll shoot you some morphine. And I was like, I can go back to sleep. Oh my goodness. That was a blessing. And then when I went home, they gave me liquid codeine and that stuff was pretty cool too. Cause I'd be like, I thought the first time I took it, I thought it was like liquid ibuprofen or something like that. I didn't know it was codeine. And I got my first shot and I had to sit up in a chair. I couldn't like lay down to sleep for like, I think a month afterwards. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, why is this chair rotating and moving? And then I found out that they'd given me liquid codeine. I'm like, that's why the chair was rotating and moving. The one thing that did happen, obviously half of my face did not slide off of my skull. I do not have complete feeling returned here into like this section, I used to like drool a lot because I couldn't feel it. And so like sometimes I'll be like, if I'm like standing over or looking at something, it'll just kind of whoop because I literally cannot feel it. But compared to what they said could possibly happen to me, I'm okay with that. And now what was really, really funny is we went back. Obviously we have to go back for checkups. Is it healing right? Is it all good? Is she dying? Is face sliding off and whatever? And the first time that they like took the x-rays and really looked at the progress I had made with healing, this group of doctors, which by the way, I had like, I think 5 doctors working on me, and I think it was a 4 to 5 hour procedure, so it was pretty intense. And they come in and they're looking up, they're feeling the jaw, and they're looking at the x-rays and whatever. They are so like pleased with themselves, not in an arrogant way, I was surprised there wasn't any chest bumping or butt slapping and high-fiving, because they were like, look what we have done. We have restored the whatever symmetry and the she can chew now. We have created this. They were just so happy. And the reason they were so happy was because this surgery, according to insurance, was considered cosmetic. Now, despite the fact that I couldn't chew, when I had my braces on and was doing whatever, there was one point where I had one tooth here and one tooth here that connected. Couldn't chew. Quality of life was absolutely horrible, but it's cosmetic. They had only had one other case that was this bad, and my case was worse. They're like, your name's not going to be in it, but your case, your face, your whatever may end up in a medical textbook for people to read about because it was so bad. And I'll try to find a picture of me at like my peak of whateverness, and I'll see if I can't put a picture of me when I was in my awkward stage. So that's why they were so happy, because it literally was like my face was just a jumbled, gnarled bite. And now anytime I go to the dentist and they either take x-rays or they just look at my teeth, they're like, wow, that bite is so good. It's just so clean and just perfect. And I'm like, it better be. But yeah, I had jaw surgery, and that's why I have this cute little like bump here that is not because I'm fat. Well, I am kind of chubby, but that's not because I'm fat. That is because that is where they slit and peel my face skin back to then, yeah, make it all work. And that's also where they took out a section of my jaw to make it literally fit better in my face and not overcome this. See like that? Excuse my yellow teeth, but I got a good bite. Well, that was that. Sorry if it got a little rambly at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time for my first time ever. If you would like to see more of these videos, let me know. I kind of just wanted to do one because it seemed like a thing to do, so let me know if there's any kind of story times you would like, because I'm sure I could come up with something. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!